Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency. This is about your body. You will start having huge pain in your chest. Listen closely, because what I'm about to share might just stir something deep in your heart. The words flowing to you right now come straight from the divine, from that higher realm where angels stand guard over humanity's well-being. I want you to imagine that these words are not just ordinary sentences on a page. Instead, imagine them as a gentle yet urgent whisper from God, pouring in through your ears and settling in the core of your being. This is important, so gather your focus and open your heart. Yes, the angels are speaking, and Archangel Michael is stepping forward to sound the alarm. This might feel intense, and maybe you can already sense a prickling warmth in your chest, as if something is shifting inside you. You're not imagining it. The world is entering a time of heightened spiritual awareness, and your body is responding. Sometimes, when the soul and the body struggle to align, physical sensations can become overwhelming. It's as if your spirit is knocking on the door, saying, "Please pay attention, something must change." And so we come to the heart of the matter, literally. That pain in your chest, that ache or tightness that won't go away, is not just a random symptom. It's a call to remember, a call to return, a call to re-examine how you live and what you allow into your life. Feel that nudge right now. It might be subtle or it might be pounding, but in either case it's there. Are you willing to heed the message, or will you wait until it grows larger? Because it can grow larger, you know. Sometimes, as humans, we brush aside that small alarm in our bodies. We say, "I'm busy, I have responsibilities, I'll take care of it later." But the body is so intricately connected to the spirit that your spirit might take stronger measures to get your attention. Many of us have been taught to ignore spiritual signals. We think everything can be explained by the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But what if it can't? What if you're missing a chance to rediscover something sacred within yourself? Let's draw closer to the voice of God now. Hear that gentle but resonant tone that says, "Beloved child, you have not been abandoned." Every heartbeat you feel, every pulse in your veins is a reminder of life surging within you. Yet you turn away from your own body's cries for help. You keep secrets buried in your heart. You hold on to pain, guilt, or shame. You accept burdens that are not yours to bear. You run from your own truth. Let me tell you something, the time for running is over. It's an emergency now. The signals are showing up in your physical form because your spirit can't hold it all in silence anymore. Why do you think so many souls feel restless these days? The energy of the world is shifting rapidly, pulling us away from old habits and pushing us to evolve. Spiritual teachers, prophets, and even everyday people are reporting an urgency in the air. Wake up, they say. Wake up to your own light. And that's where God enters. With kindness, but also with unwavering clarity. God is saying, "I never left you. I have always been near, ready to guide you through every question, every fear, every ache. But you must meet me halfway. You must be willing to look in the mirror of your soul and see yourself as you truly are, wounded in some places, luminous in others, wholly capable of healing with my love." You might be wondering, where do I start? Start by acknowledging the presence of something bigger. Acknowledge that there is a divine source that cares for you personally, intimately. Then, take a tiny step and just say, "I'm here, I'm listening." That's it. You don't need dramatic rituals or elaborate ceremonies. A sincere heart is more powerful than 1,000 empty gestures. Archangel Michael is right here, even now, standing by your side. If you doubt, if you feel silly about it, that's okay. Your sincerity is still enough. Consider asking yourself small yet profound questions each day. For instance, what emotion am I holding in my chest today? The answer might surprise you. Maybe you're holding on to fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being good enough, or maybe it's disappointment, from years of feeling let down by others. Then again, it might be a stirring of excitement, a longing to create or connect, something you haven't fully allowed yourself to explore. Naming the emotion can start to relieve the tension. It's like letting the wound breathe. You might worry that if you open your heart too wide, you'll be overwhelmed by old memories or regrets. But remember, you're not doing this alone. In those moments when you feel the wave of emotions cresting, ask God for help. Surrender the heaviness to the angels. They will stand with you, giving you the strength to face what seems unfaceable. Let your tears flow if they need to. Tears are cleansing. They wash away the layers that block the flow of divine love. Now, let's talk about grace, because it's woven through every thread of this conversation. Grace is that soft place to land, the gentle whisper that says, no matter how far you've wandered, no matter how much you've neglected your heart, you are still welcomed home. When Archangel Michael states, it's an emergency, he's not trying to terrify you. He's pointing out that the time is now for you to realize the depth of love and support that is available to you. God's grace can hold you even as you unravel years of hurt. The angels see your potential. They see beyond the surface you. They behold your essence. The real you that shines with a light you might not even notice anymore. Another step you can take is to practice simple moments of stillness. People often assume meditation or prayer is complicated, but it can be as simple as taking 3 intentional breaths. Close your eyes, feel your chest rise and fall, and on each exhale, imagine releasing a bit of that pain or tension. Visualize it dissolving into a soft, radiant cloud. In that small action, you're telling yourself, telling the universe, I'm willing to let go of what hurts me. I'm willing to make room for healing. Do that a couple of times a day. You might be amazed at how your body begins to respond. Remember, your chest is more than just a physical area. Within spiritual traditions, it's often seen as the seat of the heart chakra, the energetic center of love, compassion, and emotional well-being. If it's cramped or clouded with unprocessed emotions, you can feel everything from tightness to downright agony. You might interpret these sensations as purely physical issues, but there's so much more there. Your heart center holds your sense of connection, to yourself, to others, and ultimately to the divine. If you've been drifting in isolation or frustration, it might be time to reconnect, to let love in. That's what Archangel Michael wants you to hear. Don't be afraid of the changes that come with opening your heart. Fear often whispers that vulnerability will bring pain or judgment. But God whispers back, yes, you might feel more, yet those feelings can guide you toward a deeper, more meaningful life. Sometimes you have to let the tears and pain move through you, so that a richer joy can blossom. And in that blossoming, you'll find courage you never knew you had. Think of this entire message as a gentle but persistent knock on the door of your soul. You have free will. Nobody can force you to pay attention. Still, if you ignore the knocking, that urgency in your chest might grow louder. The angels don't want it to become too painful. But they also won't silence the signal of your own heart, because that signal is crucial to your spiritual journey. In essence, they're saying, wake up, dear one, time is precious and your life is more valuable than you've allowed yourself to believe. This is not just about managing a physical symptom. It's about tuning in to the deeper layers of who you are. It's about remembering that you are a soul on a journey, and your heart is central to that journey. Listen for the quiet echo of God's voice, which may sound a lot like your own intuition, a sense of knowing without logical explanation. Pay attention to recurring signs or messages. Perhaps you keep encountering the same phrase in random places. Or you've stumbled upon this very message because it's exactly what you need to hear. There are no coincidences. In the higher realm, everything aligns with a purpose. So here we stand at the threshold together. The angels surround you with the light of divine love, waiting to see if you'll open your heart just a little more. Will you embrace this moment as a turning point? Will you let the fear of chest pain turn into the motivation to ask deeper questions and invite spiritual healing? That's your choice to make, but please know that in making it, you are not alone. Archangel Michael's sword may be mighty, but its primary purpose is to cut through illusions, to free you from the limitations you've set on yourself, not to harm you. Let the words settle in your heart for a moment. Maybe you're feeling a subtle shift, or a sense that you've been longing to hear something like this for a while. If that's the case, trust that nudge. If all you can do is pause, close your eyes and take a deep breath, then do just that. Start small, start anywhere. The most profound journeys often begin with the smallest step. And if at times you're overwhelmed, remember that grace is bigger than your doubts, bigger than your pain, bigger than your fear. You can rest in that. Yes, it's an emergency, but it's also an opportunity. The heartache might be signaling that you're ready for real transformation, so let the angels lift you, let God's love flow into the cracks where you've felt alone or damaged. Let this be the moment you decide to listen, let the chest pain become a doorway rather than an obstacle, a doorway to a truer, lighter, more loving version of yourself. Because that version is who you really are, hidden beneath layers of fear and old stories. You have the power with divine guidance to peel those layers back, and reclaim the fullness of your life. That's the message, dear one. That's the reason these words found their way to you. Hear them, feel them, let them resonate in every cell, every breath. And as you move forward, remember that whenever you stumble, you can call upon the angels, you can reach out to God. The spiritual realm is never far away. It's right here, waiting for you to say yes. To say, I'm ready. Help me see. Help me heal. May you find the courage to answer that call. May love flood your heart and guide you home. Home to yourself. Home to the peace that's always been your birthright. And home to the divine presence that holds you in endless compassion.